Now we will see connected motion. In connected motion, we will calculate the acceleration produced on the body and the tension created by the body. Okay, so for this, you will see this is the string and pulley problem we can solve by this derivation. You can see here one pulley is there in which a string is kept in this way. In one end a mass m1 and in another end the mass m2 is attached, and m1 is greater than m2 here. So you will find that the acceleration is produced in this direction. That means where the this weight is large, that means the m1 is heavy and the m2 is light here. So wherever the heavy weight is attached, there the acceleration will produce. Okay, and when this acceleration is produced, the most important thing that we have to remember here is this string is an ideal string. And what is the meaning of the ideal string here? That we can understand by these qualities which the ideal string is having. That first of all, no stiffness. That means in the string, the ideal string, no stiffness is there. That means it is simply it cannot be tilted or it cannot be twisted. Okay, now you will see that it has uniform density all over the string. You will find the uniform density. Then massless and the frictionless it is. Okay, and one more property is there. Suppose this is you can say simply inextensible string, that is the ideal string that cannot be extended, that cannot be pulled. Okay, and the tension everywhere will be equal in this string. Okay, so this type of string is attached here. Generally whenever we are taking the problem of the pulley and string, always we are taking the string as an ideal string, and so that all these qualities, means all these properties will be there in that string. Okay, so this is about the string. Now you will see that we'll come to the problem. So we have discussed m1 is greater than m2 and the acceleration is produced downward towards this m1, and here in this m2 you will see in the upward direction it is a rigid support, or in this pulley the string can easily means pass without any friction. And you will see that the mass m1, so the weight of this body, means the m1, this body, the weight of the body m1g will working downward here, and m2g is working, this is the weight of the second body, that is also working perpendicular downward here. Okay, the tension created just now, as I have discussed, because this is the one string, so it is uniform density would be there, and the frictionless, massless, the string is there, so the tension created here in this string will be equal, and tension is always working towards the rigid support. So that is the, means you can say tension is a pulling force, or the tension is always working towards the rigid support. So here you can see this is the rigid support. So here in the part of the string, here the tension is working upward in this direction, and here also the tension is working upward in this direction. Okay, now we'll see that the acceleration produced here. So the just to produce this acceleration in this part, if you see in this part which is responsible here, so the net force is produced here is m1a. In this part you will see the net force is produced is m1a on this body. Okay, and that can be produced by m1g minus t. Okay, m1g, obviously m1g must be greater than t, then only this mass m1 will be moving in downward direction, and so that the acceleration is produced. The acceleration produced in this string, the whole string will be equal here. Okay, so you will find in this part of the system force is produced or net force will be m1a, and that is equal to m1g minus t. This we will write as equation 1. Now come to the second part here. You will see in this part, okay, in this part you will find here again the acceleration is produced but on the second body, and that acceleration is m2a this time, okay, and this can be produced by the resultant of m2g and t, and because it is produced in this direction, so obviously t must be greater than m2g. So t must be greater than m2g. That means the difference of t minus m2g will provide m2a here. Okay. So this we will write as equation 2 now. Here we have to calculate acceleration as well as tension produced on the string. So to calculate acceleration and tension produced on a string, we'll use this two formula here, and we'll just derive the formula over here. Okay. So you will see that m1a upon m2a, and this is m1g minus t upon t minus m2g. Okay, what we have done here, we have just divided equation 1 by equation 2. So the acceleration, this acceleration will be cancelled out. This m1 will be multiplied with this 2 term, and the m2 will be multiplied with this 2 term. So when m1 is multiplied here, this is m1t minus m1 m2g, and this one is m1 m2g minus m2t. We'll take this quantity here, the m2, this t here, and this one in this side. Okay, so this is m1t plus m2t is equal to, it is m1 m2g and plus m1 m2g. Now you will see we can take common here m1 plus m2, and t we will take common here. So this is 2 times m1 m2g, okay, and t is equal to 2m1 m2g upon m1 plus m2. Okay, so this is the formula for the tension. This is the formula for the tension of this system, which is described here in the figure. Okay, now we have to calculate acceleration. To calculate acceleration, again what we will do, we'll just take equation 1 and 2 once again. So equation, this time we will just add equation 1 and 2. So what we are doing here, we are adding equation 1 and equation 2. So we'll find this is m1a and m2a. If you are taking a as common, it will become m1 plus m2a. This is in the left side you will get. Now you will get here, this is m1g minus t, then plus t, then minus m2g. Okay, now we'll see, this is a m1 plus m2, and this t would be cancelled, plus and minus. Here you will take g as common factor, so m1 minus m2g here, and this is the acceleration is equal to m1 minus m2g upon m1 plus m2. So this is the formula for the acceleration, in which you will find m1 is greater than m2. Okay, so the acceleration will produce in this manner. We will apply directly this formula here for this type of problem. We will see exercise question 5.16 of your NCERT book. Given here, two masses 8 kg and 12 kg are connected at the two ends of a light inextensible string that goes over a frictionless pulley. Find an acceleration of the masses and the tension in the string when the masses are released. Okay, so when the masses are released, because this 12 kg is a heavier weight, so the acceleration will produce in this direction, and already we have derived the formula for this case, and this is the formula for the acceleration which we have derived is A, that is m1 minus m2 g upon m1 plus m2, where m1 is a heavier weight, so we can write here A, this is m1 is the 12 kg, m2 is the 8 here, okay, and g we can take 9.8 meter per second square, or we can take 10. So for convenient, I am just taking 10 here, 10 meter per second square, and this is m1 is 12 and m2 is 8 here. So the acceleration you will find 12 minus 8 is 4 into 10, that is 40, and 12 plus 8 is 20 here. So it is 2 meter per second square. Okay, now we have to calculate tension. To calculate tension, we will apply the formula here, that is T is equal to 2m1 m2g upon m1 plus m2, and we'll find T is equal to 2, this is m1 is 12, m2 is 8, g is 10 here, upon it is 12 plus 8. That means what we will find, 2 into 12 into 8 into 10 upon, this is 12 plus 8 is 20. So this 2 ones are 10s are, this 10 and 10 will be cancelled, and 12 8s are, that is equal to 96 Newton. So this is 96 Newton will be the tension created or produced in the string, and the acceleration will be 2 meter per second square. Exercise 5.32, given here, a block of mass 25 kg is raised by a 50 kg man in two different ways as shown in figure. This is figure 1 and this is figure 2. What is the action on the floor by the man in two cases? If the floor yield to a normal force of 700 Newton, which mode should the man adopt to lift the block without the floor yielding? So first case, you will see here the block is of 25 kg. The weight of the man is 50 kg. Okay. And what you will find here in the first case, directly he is pulling the weight. He is pulling the weight directly. That means he is just applying an upward force equal to the force that working on the block. So the block, what force is working here? That is 25g. This force is working, that is mass into acceleration due to gravity. 25g force is working. So man has to apply 25g force at least in upward direction to lift the weight. So he is applying upward direction, the force 25g. Okay, and so that the reaction will be there. The reaction will be there on the floor, and that will be equal to this 25g. Already the weight of the boy or the man is working in the downward direction. So the 50g is already working here. Now 25g is also working here. So the floor will apply the normal reaction N, and this normal reaction in first case you will find this normal reaction will be equal to what, or the action, you can say simply the action of the man on the floor will be equal to 25g plus 50g, or you can say n is equal to 25 into 10. I'm just putting the value here of g is 10 meter per second square, and 50 into g, that means simply we can say what it is, that is 750 Newton. 750 Newton. So this will be the action of the man on the floor in first case. Now you will see here the second case. The same block, the man is pulling that block, okay, but this time with the help of pulley. So when this time with the help of pulley, when he is pulling that, so this time he is applying the force in the downward direction. Look at here, this force downward direction, and at least 25g force he has to apply to lift the weight. So the force is working in the downward direction, so a reaction will work here of the 25g in upward direction. Okay, the man is applying the 25g force on downward direction, so the floor will apply 25g in upward direction, and already the weight of the man is working 50g here in the downward direction. So what net force will be there? What net action will be there of the man in this case? In this case, B, the net action of the man on the floor will be equal to 50g minus 25g, or simply you can say this is equal to 250g. Okay, this is equal to 50 minus 25 is 25, and we'll just put the value of g 10, so it is 250 Newton. 250 Newton action will be there on the floor in the second case, okay, by the man. Now it is asked to you, like, if the floor yield to a normal force of 700 Newton. So if the floor yield normal force of 700 Newton, and that can be managed by the second case, here you will see the force will be greater than 700. It is 50 more than 700. So the which method the man has to adopt? So the man has to adopt the second method, so that can be compensated, or means the action reaction will be balanced here, you can say simply, or the floor will be just yielding 700 Newton, and that can be balanced in the this second case. Okay, so the man has to adopt the second case. Hello students, in today's physics class we will see horse and cart problem. This problem is based on, or you can say, the application of Newton's third law of motion, which states that every action is equal and opposite reaction. So here you can see this point which I have taken here. This is considered as horse. I am just writing horse. So H for horse here. Okay. And this is the cart. This cart is tied with the horse by this string or the rope. So you can see that the weight of the cart, that is, this is suppose W1, working perpendicular downward. So a reaction force will be there, or you can say the ground is also applied a reaction, normal reaction on the cart, and that is equal to N1. So the N1 is balanced by W1. Now the horse is pulling the cart by a force T1. T1, we are representing this with the letter T, that is equal to the tension produced on the string when the horse is pulling the cart. So a tension will create in the string, and that tension will be just equal to the force, by what force the horse is creating, horse is applying to the cart, and so that The cart is also applied the force on the horse, and that is equal to T2. Okay. Now this T1 is balanced by T2. You will see that the weight of the horse is again perpendicular downward direction, that is W2. A normal reaction is there, that is equal to N2 here. Okay. And what we will see now, just to move forward direction, the horse has to push the ground with his feet, and the horse is pushing the ground with his feet. So when the horse is moving, you can find that the legs or that feet is tilted in this way. That means pushing the ground, so tilted in this way, just making angle theta with the horizontal. So here the horse is applying a force F with his feet by angle theta, means you can see that just making angle theta with the horizontal, and this force we have indicated here with the capital letter F. Okay. Now as the feet, means the horse is pushing the ground with the feet, so the ground is also applied a reaction force, and that will be working in this direction, just opposite to the applied force, this way, and this is R. Okay. Now if this angle is theta, we can say here this is also theta, this angle is also theta, these two are corresponding angle. Now you are in the position to resolve this reaction force in two components, horizontal and vertical component. So the horizontal component is working in this direction, that is R cos theta, and the vertical component is here R sin theta. Okay. So this R sin theta and N2 is now balanced by W2. Okay. So here the force which is responsible to move the cart forward is R cos theta, and when it will be, means the horse is able to move the cart in the forward direction, when this R cos theta will be greater than the force of friction. This friction force is working in opposite direction of motion, as the cart is moving in this direction, forward direction. So the friction force will work between the system, that means I am just taking this cart and the horse as a system together. Okay. So in this system, the system and between the ground, system and the ground. Okay. So between system and the ground, a friction force is working. This is small f, and this will be in opposite direction of the motion. So when R cos theta is greater than F, then only the cart will move in a forward direction. And suppose R cos theta is greater than F, now the cart is moving with the acceleration A in forward direction. So a force is responsible to move here, that is equal to the mass into acceleration and mass of the whole system. That means suppose I am just writing the mass of the cart as mc, the mass of the horse as mh. So this is the total mass. In this total mass, or in this system, the acceleration produced is A. So this mass into acceleration is the force, and this force is the net force of R cos theta and F. So this is what we can write this. It is the resultant force of R cos theta and the force of friction. So R cos theta minus F will provide mc plus mh into A. Okay. Obviously R cos theta will be greater, as we have calculated already. Then only the acceleration is produced. So we can just take the difference of R cos theta and the friction force here and so that you can easily calculate the acceleration produced on the horse, and that will be equal to r cos theta minus f upon mc plus mh, this. Okay, so by this formula you can easily calculate acceleration produced on the cart or the horse.